He's gonna do it for 30 days before he brings it out. But I mean, and let us know how it works out for him. We want him to be the guinea pig, okay? So he's gonna tell us about what's been going by. And of course, we all have been watching the cryptocurrency market go down. And now I know that everybody is starting to smile. It's coming back up. I hope you bought some while it was going down. That's some different thing. And Doc, I'm turning it over to you now because I'm going to hush.
Okay. All right. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. And I trust that you had a great weekend. For those of you that are Super Bowl fans, yay, I won, Queen, because I'm a Steelers fan and Tom Brady didn't win his 6th ring. I won.
Well,
anybody but the Patriots.
I was rooting for the Eagles, and they're still in PA, just like your Steelers, just in a different city. And so Eagles won.
Yeah, so like and my franchise is still the only one with 6 rings, so that I'm a happy man. I did not. I tell you what, I sure thought, and I think most people who were watching it thought that when Tom Brady got the ball with 2 minutes left, I was like, oh no, he's gonna do it again. He's the GOAT. He's the greatest of all time. So, I do appreciate someone who is just a master at their craft, and certainly he is, and the coach Belichick. All right, let's go on and go to work. All right, so actually we've had a huge turnaround today, and I neglected to do this on yesterday. I meant to capture yesterday's charts on CoinMarketCap because, boy, it was dismal looking. And this still doesn't look great because if you look at Bitcoin is down 24.7% over the last 7 days. All right, that's a significant drop. Ethereum down 27.93%, Ripple down 33.85%, so on and so forth. Now, yesterday, a lot of these were down 40% over the last 7 days, or maybe even 50% for the last 7 days. And it was a tremendous teaching moment. So, unfortunately, I forgot to, I didn't think about copying some of the charts for a teaching moment, but we'll go with this because still, this is a significant pullback that we've seen. Matter of fact, let's go and do this. Let's go back to CoinMarketCap. This is going to help make my point or my points for the day. I want to go back to CoinMarketCap. We're going to go under historical snapshots. By the way, if you're just coming on, what we're going to be talking about tonight is the necessity of building our coin portfolios. That is the best way for us to become Digi Millionaires. We got a little sidetracked in the middle of last year. We got mesmerized by the lending platforms. And boy, they worked really well for a while. And then they just came tumbling down. BitConnect pulling out, stopping the lending has just, just sent shockwaves throughout the lending platform world. And what it did for us, it was a nice, I won't say nice, it was a wake me up that our original messaging before we came across BitConnect was to build our own coin portfolio that we own, that we control. And that's what we need to do. That needs to be our focus in this niche. Anything else aside from that should be, secondary or thirdary or fourthary. I know those are not words. But let's take a look and see the pullback just from the beginning of the year. So if we come to January 1, well, I don't have a January 1, 2018. I've got a January 7th. 2018. I tell you what, we'll go December 31st. How about that? December 31st, 2017. So coming into the new year, all right? And we're going to look, so here were the prices, 1 day before the new year. Bitcoin was going for 13,170, and that was down from her heights of close to 20,000. Is that right? Yeah. All right, so 13,000. Let's see. Let's put these side by side. Okay, so 13,000. Bitcoin now is about, what is that, 45% from that price, probably. Ripple was $2.12. Ripple is now 75 cents. Ethereum was 722, 721. Ethereum is about, Ethereum is up just a little bit, but we did see Ethereum get to in the 1100s, maybe even the 1200s. Bitcoin Cash was $24.59 at the end of December, and it's $9.51 now. Now, my gosh, seems like I'm painting a very, 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 very grim picture. And on January the 7th, let's go back and look at January the 7th. That's the earliest that we have in our historical snapshots for 2018. Actually, January got off initially to a really decent start, a really good start. Bitcoin had retraced some of its steps back to 17,000. Ripple was up to 319. Ethereum was up to 1,097. Bitcoin Cash was at 28 and some change. But since then, since that first week and a half of January, the markets have had a very steep decline. And we've got to be careful at, who we're listening to, because if you start going on YouTube, or you start reading a whole bunch of stuff from CoinDesk, or you start listening to mass media as they talk about Bitcoin, you would think that the Bitcoin sky was about to crash and the Digi sky was crashing and all this other stuff. I want to show you something, all right? This is going to underpin why our focal point, no matter what third-party resource, tool, company, what have you that we ever have, why our focal point needs to be on you building your own coin portfolio that you own, that you control, that no company can ever shut down and take away from you. I'm focused on building my coin portfolio that I own, that I control, that no company can just abruptly make a post in the back office and give me some coins that ultimately aren't worth jack because they're not doing what they said they were going to do. Okay? Of course, I'm talking about BitConnect there. And the impact that it has had on all the other ones. Okay? All right, look at this. I want you to see this. So I did this right before we came onto the webinar earlier today. I went back, and those of you who have followed us for a while, you know that for quite some time, every Tuesday night when we did a presentation, we would update this once a month. So I went on and updated this. So we have, these were the prices as of about 2 hours ago. An hour and a half to 2 hours ago. Bitcoin was going for 76.44.46 on today's date. Now, if we go back about a year ago, when we look at the historical snapshot, Bitcoin was going for $1,040.84. Even with this very sharp decline that we're still in the middle of, had we bought Bitcoin last year, a year ago, for $1,040.84, held on to it even with the peaks and valleys, and of the last 5 weeks, we've been in the valley, we still would be up $6,603 or 634%. Or if we had $1,000 invested in Bitcoin, that would have profited even with the downturn, this most recent downturn that we're still in, $6,344, and you would still have your $1,000 worth of Bitcoin plus that profit. You'd have $7,344 worth of Bitcoin. Okay. Now, of course, I know everybody doesn't have $1,000 to put into. Well, I'm going to show 20 assets. I'm going to show the top 21 assets. I did not include USDT, which is Tether, because that's tied to the US dollar, and you wouldn't have had any major profitable return on that. But I took Tether was in the top 20 last year. I took Tether out and I went to the 21st asset. So 1 through 21, taking out Tether. We're looking at the top 20 assets from this time last year. Okay, Ethereum 772.26. She's been as high as 1,100 and something, close to 1,200. She had a nice steep pullback, but could have gotten her at $11.40 this time last year. She's still up, even with the recent pullback, even with the fact that Ethereum is down. Bear with me. Even with the fact that Ethereum over the last 7 days is down 27%. Even with a really nice rally today, she's down 27%. So had we not had the rally today, if she had just sat where she was yesterday, she'd be down over 41% in the 7 day period. Okay, even with that, had you invested $1,000 in Ethereum, even with the market being in a sharp decline, and this is not the first time we've seen a sharp decline. We saw this happen a couple of times in 2017. Your $1,000 in Ethereum would be worth $67,000. Your $1,000 in Ripple. Ripple got to over $3. She's pulled back quite a bit. She's down to 75 cents, 76 cents now. All right, that's a steep decline from where she was on January the 7th. Steep decline. But your $1,000 in Ripple would still be worth $116,000. So don't let mass media, don't let the powers that be and those that are already wealthy that don't want to see average folks win, because unfortunately, a lot of big business, a lot of the banks, governments, they don't want to see Joe and Susie average win. And this niche, and my 20 plus years of being in this industry and being in the investment arena, I've never seen anything that even comes close to this niche. So I haven't gotten this a lot, but I've gotten this a couple of times. When the market is down, don't send in a support ticket. Don't send in an email crying about the market being down. The market's going to be down. And this, for coin portfolio building, is healthy, because this allows us. Litecoin was almost $300, I think, on the 7th. Well, I would far prefer to buy Litecoin at 141 than in the 300s. Where was she on the 7th? Litecoin was, yeah, she was $300. Okay. All right. So, real quickly, had you parked $1,000 into each of the top 20 assets from this time last year, of course, the lineup of the top 20 changes as the top 20 assets this year is vastly different, because there's quite a few of the top 20 assets that did their ICOs sometime last year that have only been around for 6 months, 8 months, or what have you. But had you stuck $1,000 into each of these assets, okay, $20,000. And if you say, well, shoot, I don't have $20,000. Well, that's the point, is to get you there. Well, you can park $1,000 into the top 20 assets, or top 30 assets, or top 40 assets, okay? $20,000, even with this steep decline, would be over $536,000. Or, take a zero off, $2,000 would be worth over $53,000. Okay? So if you just did $100 per asset times those 20 assets, you'd have $53,000 worth of value, even with the steep decline. So I wanted to just make sure that we periodically that we do this, so it stretches our vision, so we're not blinded by the sea of red. Now I will tell you, yesterday we went a buying. We bought a lot of stuff yesterday because things were on sale. Now, did I know that the market was going to start to turn around? No, and this could be a quick bounce, and then it could go back down further. That's what we saw the end of last week. Friday, we had a nice bounce on Friday, and then the markets over the weekend, about midday Saturday, decided that they wanted to start tanking again. And then we saw yesterday, we saw Bitcoin. Did Bitcoin dip under 6,000? I know she dipped right at 6,000, and maybe she dipped beneath that. Let's see. No, she dipped 6,700. Okay. I think she dipped lower than that, though. I thought she dipped. I thought I saw her lower than that. All right. So in any event, so our focal point is to develop and continue to build our own coin portfolio that we own, that we control. We believe, not close, that is the best way for us to become Digi Millionaires. Okay. Now, so let's talk about this bot that we're testing, why we are testing it, what we hope will happen. Doesn't mean that it will, but what we hope will happen. Okay. And so the first thing I want to do is I want to talk about the fact that there is a stark difference between building your coin portfolio, okay, that obviously that you own and control, and trading with a bot. Okay, they are not one and the same. They are two totally different strategies. Okay, building your coin portfolio, what we're doing here is we are selecting coins that we want for our longer term portfolio. And while we may trade them, we may buy low, sell high, take some profits, we typically aren't going to sell out of the entire leg. So for instance, let's say that one of my favorite assets is NIM. Okay. So right now she's going for 55 cents. Well, we introduced NIM to our audience when she was at 22.5 cents. And for a while, she stayed in the 18 cent to about 25 cent range, 18 cent to about 28 cent range. And so what would happen is we bought her initially at 22.5 cents. She went down. We bought some more at 18 cents. She went up. We took some profits. She came back down in that 22.5 cents to maybe 18 cents area. We bought some more. She goes up at 27, 28 cents. We sold a portion. Didn't sell it all. Sold a portion. So in that vein, we were trading not for profits. We were trading to build our coin portfolio. And when I say trading not for profits, meaning we weren't trading for income. So let me say it like that. Let me not say we weren't trading for profits. We want profits. We weren't trading for income. We were trading so that we could grow our asset base. Because over time, and when I talk about long-term, I'm not talking 30, 40, 50 years. I'm not talking about long-term investing like you would with mutual funds or like you would with your retirement account or anything like that. I'm talking a 3 to 5 year time horizon. Because I firmly believe, even if you just started today with just $100, that in the next 3 to 5 years, you can become a Digi Millionaire. So I'm going to chalk what we did with the lending platforms in 2017 as a lesson, a very important lesson, so that we stay on track in building our coin portfolio. Okay? So, trading with a bot is not the same as building your coin portfolio, because what the bot is going to do is going to enter the market to get out, and to get out with the full amount of the trade. All right, this particular bot, there might be some other bots out there that allow you to do this. If so, I hadn't seen them. And this won't be the only bot that we'll test. There's another company that I'm hearing in the network marketing space that is going to be coming out with the bot in a few weeks. You know, if I like what we see here after about 30 days, and we put our stamp of approval on this bot, and if that other company comes out with another bot, I'll test that one too. Okay. All right. When we're trading with a bot, the bot is going to enter the market and then look to exit the market. This particular bot that we're testing, it will not close out a transaction at a loss. It will only close out a transaction if it has hit its target profit, and typically that target profit, from what we've seen in a very short sample size since Friday night, but it has taken over 80 trades during that time. When it's closeout trades, it has averaged somewhere between 1 to 5% once the trade was completed. So let's call it about 2% or so. Okay, 2, maybe 2.5, and I'll show you the 50 plus trades that it has already closed. So in building our coin portfolio, we're looking to get assets that we want for our long-term portfolio, and we're not just buying and holding. If you're in our labs, we're not. In our labs, we're buying, selling to take some profits. Typically, we're here of late, we've been taking profits at 10% or higher, okay? And then looking for the market to come back down again. As a matter of fact, give me just a moment. I wasn't in front of the market as much today as a normal business day. So I'm going to log into I need to log into my Poloniex account, but I'm going to do that on another computer, so bear with me. We gave a trade idea. Was that on, I think it was on Sunday. When did we post the last Thursday's webinar? I think we posted that on Sunday. And we gave a trade idea along with that, because we had just closed out a transaction over the weekend, and we were able to get back into that same trade, which made our closeout this past weekend. That made our 4th in and out transaction of that particular asset this year. So even in a very poor market from a trading standpoint, tremendous coin portfolio market, not a good trading bot market. Okay, that right now is not a good trading bot market. You'll understand this in a little bit why I say this. Give me just a moment. I want to see if I close out, if we were able to close out that other trade. Not yet. Okay, not yet. Let me see how close we are to closing it, because we've got our orders in place. Give me a moment. Okay, we've got a little ways. Okay, so in our coin portfolio, while we are still buying and selling, we are, when we buy an asset and we sell it, we're not selling all of it. We're keeping some back, hoping that we can buy it again on a dip, sell it again, and take a profit. This particular asset that I'm talking about, our buy and sell range generates a 13.7% profit. We've had that happen 4 times already this year, even in a down market. And each time we buy and each time we sell, we keep more of the asset. So I actually have more of the asset buying and selling, buying and selling, buying and selling, buying and selling, building my coin portfolio than I would if I had just bought and just walked away. So we don't really just want to buy and hold. We want to buy, sell, and hold in building our coin portfolio. Now, that's not what the bot does. So the bot serves a different purpose, and I want to cover that purpose that I see the bot serving, assuming we put our stamp of approval on it, in my own Digi business, okay? The bot's purpose is to get in and out, in and out, in and out, and to do it with a lot more velocity than you and I could do on our own. So hopefully I don't get kicked out. Okay, give me just a moment. I just got kicked out, so bear with me. I've got to log back in. Bear with me. Okay. All right, so let's take a look at this. Let's make sure. Now, we deployed the bot Friday night at roughly 10:30ish or so p.m. Okay? Now, I will tell you this, that if I wasn't testing the bot right now, if we had already tested it and we had already put our stamp of approval on the bot, I would have the bot completely turned off, because the market is not conducive. Now, one of the things that we will be doing if we endorse this bot, or if we endorse any other bot, is we have some other tools, some other subscriptions. We have invested quite a bit into our Digi business from a trading aspect. And I just wish, gosh, I had thought about some of this stuff last year. But again, we kind of got sidetracked. The lending platform is paying daily interest, and our hope that our Joe Average will be able to see some results, even if he never recruited or sponsored or what have you. We've learned from that, okay? Because if we had been using some tools that we had at our disposal, we would have seen that the markets were due for a sharp correction. And perhaps we would have shed some of our Bitcoin. Maybe not all of it, but shed some of our Bitcoin, taken it to cash until this hurricane had blown over. So there's some tools that I will be looking at. I'm not going to try to teach you about chart reading and all that good stuff. And based on those tools, I'm going to report back to our intimate following, those of you who are CRB Digi Millionaires. I'm going to let you know, hey, I'm turning the bot off. I don't like what I see in the markets. Looks like the market is due for a correction. Or I'm turning the bot on, and maybe to full capacity. I'll tell you what I mean by that, so you'll understand that when we talk about that and we make a post. Okay, if I say I'm at 30% capacity or 70% capacity, I'll tell you what that means. Or I'm at, so either I'm going to be turning it off completely, in which case right now in this current market environment, if I wasn't testing, I would have the bot off. I would have said to you, I'm turning the bot off. Now, it's up to you, you big boys and big girls, because I can't give you investment advice. It's going to be up to you if you want to follow what we're talking about, all of it, some of it, or what have you. Why do I have it turned on now? Because I need to see how the bot works. I was only going to find out how it worked if I turned it on. And it may be another 3 weeks before I get a signal that the market is in more of a conducive environment for the bot. Okay? So I figured, okay, well, if the bot performs at least okay, if not good, if not well, during a tumultuous market period, then my gosh, when the market is doing well, the bot should really do well. but I needed to be able to get some data. I needed to be able to see how the bot worked so that we could determine over the next few weeks whether or not this is something that we want to add to our Digi business. And there is a model, a network model to it that could generate additional revenue so that you could generate some revenue to help you build your coin portfolio or provide some cash flow, so on and so forth. Okay. So with that being said, note, the current market conditions are not conducive to the bot working optimally. Here's why. Because in the Digi markets, when we're trading through Poloniex and Bittrex and Coin Exchange and Binance, this bot, you're going to want to have a Binance account. Binance does have a little referral program. So those of you who are in CRB Digi Millionaires, go into CRB Digi Millionaires in the affiliate center and set up your Binance account. When you come into your Binance account, when you first log in, you're going to see a big banner up here. All right. I'm not on the home page, but when you first log in, you'll see a big banner that talks about an affiliate. Just click on that banner and you'll see your affiliate link. Okay. All right. So with this bot, it does trade on Bittrex, but Binance is where you have the most flexibility. Okay. All right. So the way the bot works, and in it with any of these exchanges, Binance, Bittrex, Poloniex, you are looking to buy low and sell high. You're looking to buy low and sell high. Now, in other financial markets, i.e., the stock market, i.e., the Forex market, you have the ability to sell short. What does that mean? All right, so we know buy low, sell high. Give you a stock market example. Buy low, sell high. Buy a stock at $10, sell it at $12. You just made a 20% return. Buy the stock at $10, sell it at $12. You just made a 20% return. You made $2 on a $10 investment. But in the stock market, you can also sell short. So you could sell the stock when it's at 12, even though you don't own it. You're essentially borrowing the stock from your broker. You can sell the stock at 12. At that point, you want it to go down, burn, baby, burn, and you could buy it back at 10, and you still made the same $2. So in the stock market, understand, in the financial markets, it's a zero-sum game. If somebody makes money on one hand, someone lost it on the other. If someone lost money on one hand, someone made it on the other. So when you hear the mass media talk about the stock market yesterday, for instance, lost, what was it, 1,100 points or something like that, and they say that millions or billions or trillions of dollars were lost, that's not true. Millions or billions or trillions of dollars were not lost. Millions or billions or trillions of dollars, keyword, key phrase, changed hands. Because in the stock market and in the Forex market, if you think the market is going down, you can sell first, even though you don't own it. Now, you do that outside of the market, you're going to jail. You sell somebody else's stuff and it's not yours, you're going to jail. Well, not quite. Not quite, because you can do that if you're doing like an eBay business or an Amazon business. They call that arbitrage, where you can actually sell something on eBay and you don't even own it yet. Someone buys it and then you go and you buy it from Amazon and drop ship it. All right, so same concept. You can sell first. And what that allows you to do in the stock market, what that allows you to do in the Forex market, is that allows you to make money not just when your asset goes up in price. It allows you to make money when your asset goes down in price. I'm doing some demo trading based on some tools that I have. And boy, I wish I had thought about this before. I'm doing some demo trading in a Forex account based on some tools that I have. And it was giving a sell signal on Bitcoin and a sell signal on Ethereum. And in a demo account, I took the sell signal on Ethereum when Ethereum was $1,100 and some change, and she came down to under $700. And in my demo, what a heck of a profit. With it going down. Well, guess what? You don't do that in Binance. You don't sell short in Binance. You don't sell short in Bittrex. You don't sell short in Poloniex. The only thing we can do right now, hopefully in time, some of these exchanges will evolve where you can sell short. Meaning if you think that Bitcoin is about to go down or you think Litecoin is about to go down, instead of buying Litecoin, you sell it. Instead of buying Bitcoin, you sell it. But that's not how these exchanges are set up. So what that means is bots are going to produce optimally when the markets are doing what? Going up or going down? Going up. And when the market is in a downtrend, then it's not going to perform as well. Yet, take a look at this. Since Friday night, 10:30 or so p.m. New York time, this bot has taken on 85 orders. 55 of those have hit the price target or the sales target that the bot had. And we don't know what that target is. We just know it's a minimum of 1%. And that it will never close out a transaction in the negative. Now, you can close out a transaction in the negative. I don't know why you would, but you can. All right. But the bot itself is programmed not to take a loss. And you can see right now we have 30 open orders. All right. So let me show you some screenshots that I've taken because we've also been doing a video diary. If indeed we endorse this bot, we'll release a video diary. Some of that diary will probably make up an email campaign. All right. We're not going to promote the name of the company, so I wouldn't put. I would make sure that this was not showing or what have you. That way, if we wind up testing another bot and that bot outperforms this one, or we wind up testing another bot and we like the other bot, but we like this one better, and then something crazy happens to this company, you know, we can always interchange without having to go back and redo a whole new video, because I'm sick of just when I finish a video series, something happens and we centered it around some third party. All right. Here, the concept is about the bot. We never talk about where the bot came from. It's just about the bot. All right. So what you'll notice that I took this screenshot on February the 2nd, 10:27 p.m., just after the bot started trading. Now, some of the trades that you see in here were not bot trades. There were some trades that I had done already. All right, but by and large, most of the trades in this Binance account are bot trades. Okay, so you can see here we started seeing trades come into the account. And when you see complete, this is a transaction that the bot got in, got out. Got in, got out. Okay? If it says pending, we're in the market. But it hasn't yet hit whatever the price target is or the sell target is that the bot has. Now, we don't know what that target is. Okay? We just know that it's a minimum of 1%. And it's never going to close a trade in the negative. Now, every trade, when it first starts off, will start off in the negative. Why? Because there are exchange fees. Every time we buy, every time we sell, there are some fees associated with that buy and sell. So every trade will start off in the negative. Someone hit me today and they said, well, the bot might work, you know, if you close out the transactions at 3% loss. I'm telling you, if you do that, you are going to have your head handed to you, because the market moves far more than the stock market or what have you. So if what you do is you close out a trade because you're down 3%, please don't buy this bot, because you are going to lose your shirt. A lot of the times, even the transactions that were closed out were down 3% or more. Okay, and shoot, look at let's go to bear with me. Give me a moment. Historical snapshot. A couple of days ago, the market was up. All right, but again, just look at the last 7 days. You can see the last 7 days. Look at, you know, how, and this is with the market having a really nice day today. The market had a really nice day. Okay. All right, so let's go back. So let me show you. So we were in trades and we were out pretty quickly. All right, we were in and we were out pretty quickly. All right, so that was on, that was Friday night, maybe into the day on Saturday. Then I came back. I think this was about 15 or 16 hours in. I forget, but we did a video on this. Notice what the Bitcoin price was, 9,036. So by the time we did this, this was probably midday on Saturday. The bot had entered 31 orders. It had completed 18. Now, the way I've got the bot set up is, and you know, if we do endorse this, we'll walk you through how we've done everything. I would say that one shortfall of the company is I think the company has done a very poor job. The company that has the bot, I think they've done a very poor job of providing content inside of their back office, helping people to understand how the bot works. It's very simple to connect the bot. All right, you don't have to be a techie at all. I was surprised how simple it was. But the company itself, to me, has not done a good, no, has done a poor job at helping an average person understand how the bot works. So obviously, we will spend a lot of time, should we endorse the bot, of making sure you know how it works and all that good stuff. Now, keep in mind, at the time, the Bitcoin price was at 9,036. So we still had 13 open orders. When you get a license, you'll purchase a license. It'll be an annual license, either $500. All right, that will allow you to trade up to $2,500 in your account. Okay, if you've got $5,000 in your account, it's not going to trade all $5,000. It'll trade up to $2,500 at any one time. So if you have maxed out, if you're in open trades and you've maxed that out, it won't take on a new trade until one of those existing trades is closed. Okay. If you do a $2,000 license, that will allow you to trade up to $10,000. I did the latter. I did the $2,000 license. However, I was not going to put it on full throttle because the market is not conducive for it. This is a buy low, sell high bot. I don't know of any bot right now that's not a buy low, sell high, because these exchanges aren't, we're not selling short on exchanges. Okay. And so what I did with, so I've got the $2,000 license. I can have as many bots as I want, and I'll share with you why you would want to have multiple bots. See, that's a good question. I was seeing people on YouTube talking about they had 8 bots. And I'm asking, well, why do you need to have 8 bots? Why 8 bots? I was looking for the answer inside of the system, and they didn't tell me. Now I know, but it would have been nice if they'd have told me that. And that's one of the reasons why I want to do this, do these trainings over the next few weeks, because I like what I see so far. I'm gonna want to endorse it. I hope that she continues to perform. All right. And I'm doing this so that if we do put our stamp of approval, you'll have a much better sense of how this all works, and you won't just be sucked in by the marketing. Because let me tell you what's going to happen with this and any other bot out there, given the fact that these are buy low, sell high bots. All right, they're not selling short. So that when the market is going down, they're not going to run optimally. What's going to happen is there's going to be people that's going to be on YouTube. They're going to talk about how awesome the bot is because when they got the bot, the market was doing well and they had some quick trades and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And then when the market goes down, or we have a situation like we had on Friday where the market was up Friday, but inside of an overall down market. It was just a bounce. And so I turned the bot on during the bounce. And so we got in and out of some trades very quickly. However, the next couple of days, we weren't taking on new trades. Why? Because we were still in existing trades because they hadn't hit their profit target because the market was down. So the advantage, should we promote the bot, should we endorse the bot, the advantage is that we're going to be able to make sure that people know even before they get the bot what to expect, so that if we have a down day, down week, down month, they're not ticked off at you because we overpromised and underdelivered. Okay? All right, so early on, man, while I slept, I remember, man, this is cool. 31 orders, 18 were completed, 13 open orders. Look at this price, 9,036. Okay, that's important. That's going to be important. All right. At the time, I only had 2 bots up and running. I was doing about $1,000 per bot. So the most that it would trade at any one time was about $1,000 worth. So we were operating at about 20% capacity, because the bot would only trade up to 10,000. I did the $2,000 license, okay? And you can see in very short order, look at what the profit was. Look at what the profit was. Now remember, we started this on Friday night. The markets were pretty good on Friday. Going into Saturday, the markets were pretty good, and then they started getting slammed Saturday afternoon. And you can see what the profit was, about $41. Now keep this in mind. This is key. This was $41 on about $2,000 being traded. Okay? That's important to note. That was $41 in closed profits on $2,000 being traded. 41. What does that mean? Let's get our calculator. $41 on $2,000 being traded, that was 2% in a bad market. Okay? So I'm hopeful if the bot could do that in a bad market. Now, that doesn't mean we're going to do 2% a day. Okay? Doesn't mean that. As I mentioned, we were in a rebound mode, where most of these trades were taken while the market was in rebound mode. Okay. All right. So here is now. Here's going to be one of my rules in employing the bot, assuming that we endorse her. I'm never going to have the bot trading an asset that I don't want in my longer term portfolio. The bot is not helping me build my long-term coin portfolio because it's getting in to get out. It's getting in to get out. in my coin portfolio, I'm getting in. I'm going to get out of a portion of it when it gets a certain profit target. And then I'm hoping that it goes back down so I can get in again and then sell again and get in again and then sell again and build my coin portfolio with Binance or Stratus or Waves or what have you. Okay. So here's why you might want to have multiple bots. And my first bot are assets in the top 20 on CoinMarketCap. I'm calling that my big cap bot. This second bot, notice it says 21 plus, are assets that are in somewhere between 21 and 50 on CoinMarketCap. I'm calling this my mid cap bot. So why might you want to have multiple bots? Because I want to have one bot that has a certain amount of assets. Now with this bot, you've got to have at least 15 assets that trade or it's not going to trade. So the first bot I set up, those assets were my top 20 or at least in the top 20. The second bot I set up, different assets. All right. So why might you want to have more than one bot? So you can say, here's my big cap bot. Here's my mid cap bot. Here's my ICO bot. Maybe you're wanting to trade some when I say ICO, going forward, when I say ICOs, I am not talking about lending ICOs. Okay. You might have an ICO bot where you're trading assets that have now come to market. Maybe they recently did an ICO. Okay. As an example. All right, so that's one of the reasons why you may have multiple bots. When you purchase your license allows you to have multiple bots. So don't confuse the purchase of a license with the bot itself. The purchase of the license allows you to create multiple bots, and you are able to determine the assets you want the bot to trade. Now, one of the things we will do if we endorse it is we will let you know. For our Digi Millionaires, we will post in your back office, I'm trading this bot and this bot has these assets. Doesn't mean you got to follow it. I'm not your investment advisor. I'm just going to document my journey, and you can follow as much or as little as you would like. Okay? So that's one reason why you would have multiple bots. Okay, so this was our second bot. And you can see, as we took some screen shots there, we had some completed transactions, and we had some that the market hadn't really turned south on us at this particular time. And look at all of these completed trades. If you see pending, even if it's in green, that means we're still in that transaction. It has not closed out. It has not met whatever the bot's sales criteria is to sell. Okay? So we were looking really good at that time. All right. And this is our second bot and had 21 entries at that time. All right. So still with the market being in the $9,000 range, a few hours later, we now had 22 completed orders. Out of 34, we were still holding 12 open orders. Each of my bots, the way I have them constructed now, can have 10 open orders. Now, this is what I wanted to see. If I've got 10 open orders, guess what the bot will not do? It won't take on an 11th. Because and it was very simple. It wasn't hard. You didn't have to be a techie. I wish the company had mentioned this in their stuff. They didn't, so we'll fill that gap. Really simple. So my bot, if it has any of my bots, I've got 3 of them set up. One license, multiple bots. If it has 10 trades that it's in, it's not going to open an 11th. It's not going to open a 12th. It's not going to open a 17th. Now, if you program yours to have 20 different assets or 20 different orders, then yeah. All right. But I'm doing 10 per bot. And if I want to do more, I'll just set up another bot. Okay. And what this does is, particularly when we're in a a downdraft, whether we are in what we would refer to as a bear market, where the market has just been going down for a period of days or weeks, or whether we're just in the market's going up, going up, going up, and it's due for some type of retracement for a day or two or three. Okay? When the market is down, you're going to see less completed trades, and you're going to see more of your trades that are just open and in the negative. And so when the market is down, the bot is never going to sell at a loss. So could you have 10 open trades and 10 of them are in red? Yes. And that's why one of the things that we will do is we will look at our other tools and resources and subscriptions that collectively we invest thousands of dollars per year for, because we're serious about our Digi business. And much of that will encompass trading, not sending our money to a third party to trade. Our own trading with the bot. See, the beautiful part about this bot, it trades your account, but it can't withdraw your money. It's something called an API, which is basically computer stuff, techno stuff. If I want to turn off the bot, I can turn it off. And now, if I turn off the bot in Binance, then it will still manage the open orders. It'll still sell at the sell target, but it won't buy anymore if I tell the system not to buy anymore. I like you and I being able to have that control. Okay, now let's see something. So we see we had, transactions were closing pretty quickly. All right, market was in rebound mode. All right, from just a really deep correction. And at this point, we were less than 24 hours in. We had generated $50. Not on a $10,000 account, because we weren't trading based on a $10,000 account. We only had 20% capacity. We were only operating at 20% capacity. Why? Because I knew the market was down. I knew that I had no signal that the market was about to reverse. I knew I could get stuck in some trades because the market's not going to close out trades, but it was important for me to start the test. I didn't want to wait until the market had turned to start the test. I needed to see how it was going to work in bad times. Any bot should work good in good times. If it's buy low, sell high, buy low, sell high. But how will it operate in bad times? Well, in many cases, we're not going to operate it in bad times. Or we're going to operate it at far less than peak capacity. And that's what we did. Okay? Just enough so we could see how it worked. All right. Let's do this. All right. Do that. Whoops. That was for doing a video. Market was still, all right, so the market was still holding above 9,000. We had 53 orders, 34 of them had completed. So that was still on Saturday. Give me a moment. All right, now we start to see something, okay? So I started a third bot. I think it was Saturday evening. And again, I'm really testing to get data and see how things work. And the market now had come down from 9,000 to 79.95. Now, by that time, we had 80 orders. 50 of them had been completed. But we had 30 open orders. 3 bots. All of them were at capacity. They were not going to take another trade until any of those trades had closed. That was important to see, so that if we're in a down market, and even if someone got the bot and they traded it in a down market, if we said, hey, we're turning off the bot, or we're going to only 20% capacity, and they said, hey, I'm a big boy, I'm a big girl, I'll do what I want to do. And you know what? You are a big boy and you are a big girl and you can do what you want to do. And you say, I'm going to turn it on full throttle. I don't care what that bald head dude says. Cool. You can do that. All right. But what that would do is it would limit the number of open positions you could have. And that is a nice safeguard. I like that. I like that. So it's not going to just to infinity and beyond keep opening up orders when the market is going down. I like that. Okay. Now we started to see some of these assets that were starting to be a little bit more of a downdraft. Now, here's the key. I want you to get this. I don't have the bot trading anything that I don't want in my long-term portfolio. Why? So that if anything ever happened, and, you know, we should not have any compliance issues with this company. Nobody's sending in the money into the company for the company to trade. So that we shouldn't have compliance issues, but we still don't own the company. We don't own the bot. If something happens and the people behind it say, we don't want to do this anymore, and they shut down the company or what have you. Dude gets divorced and wife takes the, whatever. Stuff happens, okay? And if the bot just stopped working and I was left holding Ethereum, if I was left holding EOS, if I was left holding Ethereum Classic, these would be assets I'd want to hold anyway. And if we were in, let's say like here is VeChain, all right, newer asset, but in the top 20, was down 15.38%. I might look at this and say, oh, man, she's down 50. Let me go over to my coin portfolio exchange, my coin portfolio account, and let me pick up some VeChain because she's down 15.38%. And I can look at it real quick. Oh, man, I want her anyway. She'll likely rebound. Let me go and buy some. So I only want the bot trading assets I want in my long-term portfolio. Okay? So think this through. The market was down. If I had VeChain in my coin portfolio, which I now have some VeChain in my coin portfolio, and the market was down, guess what? The bot didn't hurt me. I'm not down any more because of the bot than I would if I had just bought VeChain off the street. So what I'm seeing so far is the bot doesn't hurt me. But it sure does help because it would be difficult. I'd have to sit in front of the computer screen uninterrupted all day, every day to close out 50 orders. And this happened within, I think now we were within like a 45-hour time period that we started the bot in a non-optimal trading environment. All right, so this is what the market was looking like. Here's VeChain, okay? So VeChain, let's see here. In my bot, VeChain was down 15.38%. But that day, VeChain was down 20.75%. The bot didn't hurt me. I'm not down any more in the bot than I would have been if I just had that in my coin portfolio. And so this is what VeChain was down that day. This is what VeChain was down for the previous 7 days. So now, let's see here. I think this was, yeah, this was last night. I did a video last night saying, hey, this is day 3. And you notice that on day 2, give me a moment, which is what this was here. I had the same amount of completed orders on day 2 as I did day 3. Why? Because the market was down. didn't close out any transactions because the market as a whole was down. The market got absolutely whacked. This right here, look at this, down 15% for the day, down 20%, 16%, 26%, 26.42%, 23.31%. All right. We had to go, this might have been the first asset that we saw status that was up for the day. But it still was down for the week. All right, so now let me show you live, and I may have gotten kicked out again. All right, so now, today we saw the markets turn. Still down from when I initiated the bot at about the $9,000 range Friday night, but certainly not at the $6,300 range when I did a video on this last night. Haven't released a video, not planning on releasing a video unless we put our stamp of approval. And then Daniela, I know you like to do this a lot. Cristiano, I know you like to do this a lot. When we release a video, and let's say if we put it on YouTube, you guys, and I love it, we'll take that video and you put it on your own YouTube channel. You are going to have, if we promote this, you will have content like you wouldn't believe. Because remember, we're not just marketers. We've been trading in some form or fashion since 1999, in the financial markets since 1994 when we got licensed. And so we can bring a perspective and value that most people are not going to be able to bring to the marketplace about this or other bots. And like we always do with any of our content that we put out there, we won't put our name on there. So you'll feel free to be able to use that content and have your links and all that good stuff. Okay, I'm rooting for this, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm biased. I'm rooting for this, and the reason is because I love trading, and when I'm cutting a video about this stuff, it's like I'm high. All right, I've never done opioids. I've never even been high. I've been drunk once, and I like being in control, and I ain't like that feeling. I ain't been drunk since, okay? I've never done any kind of drug, nothing. But I cannot imagine anyone feeling any better than when I love teaching, and when I feel like people get it, gosh, I get a high. And I'm telling you, when I'm doing videos, a video diary here, I'm high. I'm toe up. So I'm rooting for this. We're going to be as objective as we possibly can. When I say this, I'm rooting for a trading bot, whether it's this one or whether it's another one or what have you, okay? All right, so now here's where we are. I'm going to oscillate back and forth. All right, so last night we had 50 completed orders. The night before, we had 50 completed orders. Why? The market had been going down. Today, the market started making a rebound, and as a result, we've had 5 more completed orders. Now, we still have 30 open orders, so what happened was we had 5 completed orders today, and then the robot took on some other trades. Now, let me see. Okay, we got kicked out. Bear with me. I got to log back in. If we decide to, if we put our stamp of approval, our following will be by far the most educated following on how to leverage the bot. It won't even be close. And I will tell you this, I will not promote this bot or any other bot without someone becoming a part of CRB Digi Millionaires. If someone says, hey, will you give me your link? The only way a person is going to be able to join me is they're going to have CRB Digi Millionaires. Here's why. Because I don't want someone Give me a moment. Getting this bot off of hype and not understanding when we say, hey, we're going to 20% capacity. We just got a, or maybe we're at 80% capacity, and we just got a signal that said that, you know, the market said we're doing well. And maybe we just got a signal that said the market could be reversing. Hey, Digi Millionaires, I'm going from 80% capacity down to 50%, meaning I'm going to disable the bot from taking on new trades, all right, until we see what happens with the signal that we have. Because this is signaling a reversal of fortunes. Or if I get a signal that says, the market's going down. Hey, guys, I'm going from 80% down to 20 or 80% down to 0. And I need anybody who gets the bot from me personally to understand that. What I don't want to have happen is I don't want people just to get swept up in the hype and the excitement of, man, it completed some trades. I got someone today who had emailed me, and they were promoting this particular bot, and all they talked about was how great the bot was. Well, okay, that's cool. But I want people knowing the full picture so that when they get the bot, and we're going to have down days, and we're going to have down weeks, and we're going to have down months, that they're not freaking out when that happens. Okay? So let me show you. So I'm going to go into each of the bots, and we can see what our open orders are. Okay, so here is my big cap bot. And, all right, so someone said to me today, they said, hey, the bot might work if you close out each trade once you get to 3%. Well, if you do that, you are going to have your head handed to you. Because that one would close out negative, this one, I mean, all of these right now are down more than 3%. But that's no worse than if I was holding QTM, which I have her in my longer term portfolio. She's down 11.4%. Okay, well, let's go see where QTM is. Now, she might be up today. All right. Let's see, hold on. All right, QTM is up today, 24%. But she's down 37% for the last 7 days. So she's making a nice rebound, but she's down 37% for the last 7 days. So if I was holding QTM in my coin portfolio, which I am, and I'm trading her to build, trading her in my coin portfolio, buying and selling. I don't know if I sold any of her today as she rebounded. I bought some. I definitely bought some of her yesterday. I likely did sell some of that. All right. I'm not in any worse situation than I would have been if I had just bought QTM and held her in my coin portfolio. She would have been down 37% over the last 7 days anyway. All right. So she's down 11.4%. There's no reason for me to sell out of this if I'm dealing with an asset that I would want anyway. V-Chain that we just looked at is down 17%. Am I worried about that? No, because it's an asset that I want anyway. She's in the top 20. She's kicked butt since, I mean, she's a newer asset. But if you go back and you look at her historically, in that very short period of time, she's way up. Okay? So we can see here, in this bot, it's taken on 30 trades. And it's likely that we're still in 10 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. So it's taken on 30 trades. It's closed 20 of those profitably. And here are the profitable trades. Okay. It's closed 20 of those profitably. It's in 10 existing trades. And it will not open up any more trades until these close out. So let's see. Something closed out earlier today because we got into a trade on February the 6th, which happens to be today. We got into a Zcash trade. So we've had 5 trades sometime between when I did my last video, which was late last night. What time? Maybe probably 11-ish or so p.m. New York time. So between then and now, we've had 5 closed trades. So some of the trades we were in have closed out. Okay. Here's one that we've just entered not long ago. And this is why, my buddy, if you happen to be on the webinar, they said, hey, close out at 3%. This is why you don't want to do that. You're going to have your head handed to you because you're going to start off with each of these trades being slightly negative just because of the exchange fees. And then if the market moves against you just a little bit, all right, you're going to be out of the trade, all right, which you can always do a sell now. But most of your winning transactions aren't going to be 3%. You're going to have some 3% trades. All right, here's 3.03, 4.48. You're going to have some of those. So you might average 2.25%, 2.5% per trade. Here's one that's 5.96. But you're also going to have a lot of sub 2s. Okay. So why would I do the buy? Why would I do? Because I can't sit in front of the, I don't want to sit in front of the computer all day long to see this 2.49% return and take it. Here on this on the same asset, here was a 2.55, here was a 1.67. So collectively, over a 4% return on that one asset, 2.49 on the same asset. XLM is Stellar Lumens. I don't want to sit in front of the computer screen. I was telling my wife over the weekend, I was like, babe, I'm loving this, even though the market is crap right now. I'm loving this. I said, babe, we can go out, and my daughter's in school, and it's me and my wife, and we can go out and have lunch together and have some adult time and not just be mom and dad, and we can be husband and wife. And the bots, especially when the market is good, the bots doing stuff that I can't, it can do so many more transactions than I can do. Now, am I ready to endorse it yet? No. We need some, let me be the guinea pig, okay? And let's look at, now this was the third bot that I set up. And this is the one that probably has less completed trades and more trades that are down a little bit further. Oh, that's not that bad. Not as bad as I thought. Okay. And so what I did with this particular bot was I have a mixture of some big cap in here. I've got some mid cap. I did a few aftermarket ICOs in here. Some assets that I liked. Queen. I know you love this asset here, Monaco. Gosh.
I do.
All right. So, Queen, if you were trading Monaco because you like Monaco and you saw that it was down 19.58% because because you've got Monaco in your longer term coin portfolio, you're not fretting.
No, I'm gonna go buy some more.
Yeah, and see that's the thing I also like about this, Queen, because I can come in here real quickly and see, because I know these are all assets I like. I can come in here and see, oh man, shoot, she's down 19.58%. Let me go and get some. Let me go and buy some more. Because now, Queen, what I would have you to do is I'd have you to have your exchange for your bot trades, specifically for your bot trades, and do your other coin portfolio trades in another account, okay? But if you saw this, I know that MCO trades on Bittrex down 19.58% in the bot trading. Oh, let me go over to Bittrex If I've got some assets over there, some BTC over there, maybe I'll go and buy me some MCO. And Queen, the other thing that just happened here is, even though it doesn't show us where they're looking to sell, I know they're only going to sell if it gets a 1% return, right? So I could easily set my let's say I bought MCO in my coin portfolio and I want to sell some of it to take some profits. I could easily say, okay, I'm going to sell it at 20.58% profit. Why? Because I know the bot's not going to sell it until it gets into the positive by at least 1%. It could be more. Okay. All right. So I'm not ready to endorse her yet. It's not even been a week, and I want to see a little bit more about the company, how the bot performs. I would love. Actually, I almost don't want to see the market turn until we're ready to endorse. If I see the market starting to turn, you know, we may change the 30-day thing, because if this is happening in a down market, in an up market, boy, this thing should kick butt. All right, so all right, I need 15 minutes, and then we'll get into some Q&A. All right, so let me tell you what I'm looking for, what I'm hoping happens, okay? If we're at some point that we can endorse this bot or some other bot. And I did mention there's another network marketing company that's been around for a while. They're US based, they're publicly traded. I spoke with someone last week, I guess a top income earner, where they said that they are bringing a bot to the marketplace. He doesn't know exactly when, so I don't know if that's going to happen in 3 weeks or 3 months. All right. And when they bring that bot to the marketplace, we'll test that one too, and we'll see, you know, which one maybe performs the best. And then let's say if they were on par with each other, we would see, you know, what that means in terms of pricing or compensation and all that other good stuff. We'll ultimately come back and talk more about the marketing side. Obviously, we won't do that on tonight. There's 4 things, however, that I'm hoping a bot, whether it's this one or another one, will do for us. Number 1, I'm hoping that it will grow our Bitcoin balances. All right, so one of the things that got my attention when I was watching some stuff on YouTube is the gentleman was saying that, and he started the bot on the tail end of the market before she started making a downdraft, okay? Latter part of December, markets were good. First part of January, markets were good. Going into that second week is when we started to see the markets come down. And then over this past week, we've really seen a major downdraft, okay? So he started his bot while things were good. And then they started getting, and the numbers that he's reporting is before they got really bad. He's turned his bot off, okay? The challenge is, in his videos, he's basically saying, I don't know much about trading. I go to my friends who are traders, and they tell me what's going on, and then I made a decision to turn the bot off. What we are going to do, should we embrace the bot, is we will use our tools, our thousands of dollars worth of subscriptions and tools and resources in trading, to let you know what we're doing, so you don't have to wonder what we're doing. Now, whether you decide to turn yours off or turn it down, bring its capacity down, you know, so if I had it running at full capacity, I might have 10 bots that could take on 10 trades each. Right now, I only have 3 bots that can take on 10 trades each, so I'm at 30% capacity. So so one of the things that we want to accomplish is we want to be able to build our Digi balance. And let me tell you what I mean by this real quickly. Okay. Let's take we'll take this trade right here. This is Bitcoin trading against Verge. And this is probably about an average return, 2.17%. Okay. Now, we bought Verge at what we would call 692 Satoshis. Remember, in the Digi space, you got your decimal and you've got 8 numbers beyond the decimal. Well, that 0.000001 would be considered 1 Satoshi. 0.00023 would be considered 23 Satoshis. These are fractions of a fractions of a fractions of a Bitcoin. So when we buy at 692 Satoshis and we sell at 707 Satoshis, we just picked up, all right, so let's do this. Let's do the 0.000000, what was it, 0, how many? That was 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, so if there's 8 decimals, there's going to be 5 zeros here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We bought at 692. We sold at 707. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so in that trade, we picked up 15 Satoshis. So that means that our Bitcoin balance, forget what the US dollar or the euro dollar or the Australian dollar value of Bitcoin is, because that fluctuates. Goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down. What's not fluctuating here is the fact that you just earned by the trade 15 Satoshis. Think of, remember, there's never going to be more than 21 million Bitcoin. Okay? And so what we're doing with these trades is we're adding a little bit Satoshis. With every closed trade, we're earning a little bit more Satoshis, a little bit more Satoshis, a little bit more Satoshis. So what the guy said is he said he started off with 0.57 Bitcoin to start the bot off. And after, and it was a short period of time, it wasn't that long. Keep in mind, for most of that very short period of time, the markets were good. And I think, I don't remember the exact numbers. I want to say that he was up to maybe 94 Satoshis. I'm sorry, 94 Bitcoin. Okay? 0.94. Okay? So if I could be wrong on that 0.94, it might have been 0.96 or 0.92. You get my point, okay? So basically, he had grown his Bitcoin balance by 0.37 Bitcoin. That's what we want to do. Now, we've not really talked about this in our coin portfolio, but we are doing that in our coin portfolio. When we buy an asset and we sell it and we take a portion of the profits, then what we just did is we locked in some Satoshis. And that's going to help us over time grow our Digi balance, our Bitcoin balance. Okay? Now, in this guy's example, this is a heck of a growth rate. 0.37% was the growth rate, and he started off with 0.57 Satoshi, Bitcoin. He grew his Bitcoin balance by 65% using the bot. That is amazing. Did I do that right? Hold on. 0.37 divided by 0.57. Yeah. Now, there will be times that we may go weeks with the bot turned off. If I have weeks worth of a sell signal. Or we may go weeks at very low capacity. Then we may go weeks with the bot turned on. It just depends on what we're seeing in the markets with all the trading tools and resources. And I'm not going to try to teach you how to read charts and all that other stuff. That's the value that we'll be bringing. Okay. That's number one. Number two, we want to be able to purchase more licenses from profits and not our pocket. So a $500 license is annual. This is going to allow you to trade up to $2,500 in your trading account. A $2,000 license is going to allow you to trade up to $10,000. So one of the things that we're going to want to be able to do, this is like having a compounding effect without sending our money into a company and hoping and praying they do what they say they're going to do, is if you're at less than $2,500 right now, unless you are just going to go crazy on the marketing side and you see that, okay, I get some additional bonuses, some additional compensation if I have the $2,000 one. Well, if that's not you, all right, and you're trading less than $2,500, there's no reason for you to do more than the $500 license to start. But let's say now all of a sudden you're seeing some profits and you're up to a $5,000 account. All right, or let's say you're up to $4,700. Well, what that means is that $2,200 of your $4,700 isn't being traded. Can't be traded because your license only allows you to trade up to $2,500. So if you're up to $4,700 in this example, and let's say that that has happened because of profits, maybe you started off $500 license because you got a $2,500 account, and now that's grown to $4,700. Well, now let's get another license out of profits, not your pocket. So that now I'm going to look at every license that I will have as another employee. That license allows me to trade more capital. Okay, so each license, each bot is an employee. I just hired, when I did the $2,000 license, I just potentially hired 10 employees. Because I'll have in my, with that license, I'll have 10 bots once I'm at full capacity. Okay? So $10,000, great. Well, shoot. If I've got $17,000, then I've got $7,000 that's not being traded. So I want to ultimately get another license so I can trade the full 17 and up to 20. And by the way, when we start talking about the compensation, that's where it's going to get really sexy, because you're going to have folks, but in a good market, when the markets are moving and they're seeing their accounts growing, they started off with the $500 license. Now they're going to come and get another $500 license, and you're going to get commissioned again. They're going to start off with a $2,000 license, and they're going to purchase another $2,000 license, and you're going to get commission again. And because as you build a referral network, because you're getting paid on a $500 transaction or a $2,000 transaction, that makes for some nice commissions, here we go, that will allow us to have paid marketing. One of the reasons a lot of people struggle in marketing, and one of the reasons I'm looking for a good third party aside from CRB Digi Millionaires, because at $49.95 a month, there's not enough that gets $50. It's just not enough to have a stalwart advertising campaign. You got to pay for your advertising. But if all of a sudden you're earning several hundreds of dollars per sale because someone got a $2,000 license or got a $500 license or what have you, and you're earning, a good amount of money up front, plus we'll talk about the potential residual, which could be massive. So my referrer happens to be a Digi Millionaire, I'll be purchasing additional licenses, assuming, profitability. Okay. Number 3, we want the bot to assist us in developing our coin portfolio. All right, so I'm going to take this guy's situation where he went from 0.57 to 0.94 BTC. Okay, so he, in that short period of time, it was just a few weeks, he had 0.37 BTC that the bot was responsible for that because of the successful trades. Okay. All right. So now, I don't have a formula for this yet. Okay. Like when we had the lending platforms, we had the formula. Hey, when we do a 50%, when we do a withdrawal, we're going to take out 50%, and with that, we're going to 50% we're going to put in our pocket, and 25% we're going to allocate towards our coin portfolio. 25% we're going to allocate towards marketing. I don't know what those numbers would be on something like this in terms of just kind of giving you a blanket formula for you to consider. All right. But if in this short period of time you're up 0.37 Bitcoin, one of the things you could do is say, hey, I'm going to take some of this Bitcoin. Let's say we took a third. I don't know that would be the number. I'm just doing this now. All right. Excuse me. And let's say, okay, I'm going to take this out of my trading bot account, and I'm going to send this over to my coin portfolio account, and I'm going to use this to buy something for my coin portfolio because I want to grow my coin portfolio balance. The bot, I don't see necessarily the bot could get us to the point of being a Digi Millionaire, but your surest bet of becoming a Digi Millionaire is something like this, where you say, you know what, I'm taking $1,000 and I'm going to buy some Ethereum. I'm taking $1,000. I'm going to buy some Ripple. I'm taking $1,000 and I'm going to buy some Litecoin. Taking $1,000 or $500 or $200 or $100 and I'm going to buy some Monero. Okay. All right. And then number 4, generate cash flow. If we endorse this bot or some other bot, and I definitely want to have a bot that's tied to a marketing plan, because I strongly believe that when we produce content and it gets out there in an email list, on social media, that our messaging is going to resonate, because the competition of the marketers are going to be marketing. We are going to be enlightening. People are going to understand what they are buying when they come through our folks leveraging the content that we will be sharing. And that, along with some marketing, along with some advertising, is going to create some cash flow. Especially, again, I love trading. And I think it has a lot to do, and I'll start rounding third queen here. When I first got into network marketing, I struggled. Gosh, from 1994 when I first got into the market to 1999, I struggled. We built a little small team in what we were promoting, but it was a lot more struggle than it was success. Then in 98, I started learning about trading in the stock market. Wade Cook, I love that man. Stock Market Miracles, Wall Street Money Machine. I started going through some workshops, some of his, then went to some higher level workshops. Didn't have the money. For 8 months, I did not have the money to fund an account. I wasn't making a lot of money. I was working a third shift job in a manufacturing facility that manufactured semiconductors. And I quit that job. I went to deliver pizzas at Papa John's, Kernersville, North Carolina, so that I could listen to Wade Cook's audios while I was delivering pizzas. In the morning, I'd get up. I'd be up by 8 o'clock. I would watch CNBC all day from 8 until I had to go to work at 4 o'clock. All day. I did this for 8 months. All day. To learn the language of the market. I had no money to start an account, but I was doing paper trading. I learned from network marketing. You want to be a millionaire, you got to start acting like it. Not fake it till you make it, but you got, what would a millionaire be doing? What is a millionaire doing differently than what you were doing? And you got to start, you got to show the universe you're serious. And so I did that for 8 months. I set up my first trading account June 17th, 1999, with $2,200 in E-Trade account. And that came from, I filed my taxes a little bit late that year, and that came from a tax refund, $2,200. Put it all in the account. I'd spent 8 months being a student. By August 1st, I doubled my money from $2,200 to $4,500. And I didn't have to recruit to do that, because I was sucked at recruiting at the time. We had a Hyundai Excel, 1988, burgundy Hyundai, paint peeling, no air conditioning. I hope this is helping somebody. I hope this is giving somebody some hope here. No air conditioning. I smelled like pizza sauce and exhaust. 95 degrees in the summertime, and I've got no air conditioning. And so I smell like pizza sauce and exhaust. My clutch went out. It's going to be $500. We had no savings. We had no money. We were broke. But I had just done a trade in the stock market, and I made $831.25. I remember it. Gosh, $831.25. And that was what I used to get my car out the shop. Profits from the stock market. I fell in love with trading, and I've been in love with her ever since. That's why I really hope that this bot or some bot comes through, because I already know I can sink my teeth into it, because I know what trading did for me. The first time I had any success in business was because of trading. And a few months later, I got a phone call from a millionaire who somehow, I still don't know how, heard that I was having success trading. He wanted to meet with me to find out what I was doing. He said, "Hey, I've got some clients." He had an accounting practice. "Would you do a workshop to teach some of my clients what you're doing?" I said, "Sure, I would have done it for free." He said, "Well, no, we're not going to do it for free. I'm going to charge $200 a head, and we'll split it." Okay, now I'm delivering pizzas. I'm making like $1,200 a month. One day, he had me come to his house, nice big house, in his living room. I did the workshop. I would have done it for free. And I saw somebody get it. Oh my gosh. I was 29. I was frustrated. I'm not supposed to be 29 delivering pizzas. I'm a college kick out. That wasn't supposed to be the case. I was supposed to go to law school and become a politician. Thank goodness that didn't happen. And I was so frustrated with my life. I had so much more to give than I had given. And that day, I realized what my passion was, because I was teaching and I saw the light bulb go off and somebody in the audience got it. My gosh. And that is when I had a high. Oh, I've never been on crack, never smoked marijuana. I can't imagine marijuana or crack or an opioid having the high that I had when I saw that person get it. My gosh. That's why I'm rooting for this, because I already know the videos I've already cut. Boy, they're good. Man, they're good. It's not the marketer in me. It's the passion. Because I saw what trading did for me. That was in October of 1999. Most of 98. The latter part of 98 to the middle part of 99, I had no money, but I acted as if I did. October, I did that first workshop. We did another one in November. January, we did another workshop. This time, he would always have a big event the first part of the year, bringing in his clients. He advertised our workshop at that event. And we did a special, $150 for the day. Our marketing wasn't that much. We rented out a really nice venue for the workshop, $18,000 that day. We split it in half. I walked away doing something I would have done for free. $9,000. And I had been making $1,200 delivering pizzas. That's why I'm rooting for the bot. Later on, I had a company called Financial Destination that brought me on as a coach, if you will, because they had a stock market system, and the stock market guy was a phenomenal trader. But people couldn't understand what the heck he was saying when he was trying to explain what he was doing. And people just didn't get it. And so my role was not to be the trader, but to interpret what he was doing so people understood it. Understand it before you undertake it, or understand it as you undertake it. That company, in that role, at my height, was paying 15 grand a month. In that role, I was doing a conference call. We did 6 conference calls a month. We answered a few emails, and the company would send us out on the road a couple times a month at the company's expense. And for that, in that role, we're doing about 15 grand a month. So I'm excited about the potential of this. Now, what does this mean about Vista? Don't know yet. We still are going to be testing Vista, but we've not been able to order anything just yet. And they did have I think they had a conference call, but I wasn't on it. All right. So I think somebody sent me the info and I just have to go through it. So, obviously we were really big on Vista with the mini miner. And if the mini miner does what the mini miner does, if the mini miner does what they say the mini miner is supposed to do, we'll still be high on it. But I can tell you this, if this bot works out or some other bot works out, that's just what that's passion. Because I know what trading did for my family. It completely changed everything. When I got back into network marketing, and thank you for hearing my heart, I struggled from 94 to 99. I started doing stock market classes in my local area from my connection with that millionaire accountant. Started late 99, and then I actually set up doing monthly and then weekly classes in my local area in the stock market in 2000. I think it was in 2001 we decided to get back into network marketing, and I had no problem building a team. You want to know why? because I had such goodwill developed from my stock market classes. Before, nobody knew who I was. I was a college kick out. I didn't even believe in me. But when I saw that person got it, and now I was in my passion. Gosh, love to teach. I was in my passion. And then when we got back into network marketing, we had some influence. So the first network marketing company I think we did one meeting that first night. We had 40 people join. That never happened before. But it all goes back to trading. So that's why, I can't shake the trading bug. All right. So in any event, thank you for allowing me to share that. And I pray that somebody got inspired by that. I pray somebody got inspired. All right, Queen, if you're still with me, we can take, let's take 15 minutes of Q&A. Next week, we'll come back on next Tuesday. We will take a look again and see what's going on. And maybe we'll be able to talk about compensation at some point. Queen, are you there for questions?
I'm back.
Okay, Queen. All right.
If someone is following you, Doc, and they were already thinking about the bot, and they get it, and then how can they contact you?
Okay, here's the one challenge. Is I really wouldn't want anyone buying the bot today, because I wouldn't have you turning it on today. Now, some of you might be saying, well, I want to test it too. Well, okay. Here's the one challenge is they don't have an automated referral system yet where I can just say, hey, here's my link, go and sign up. So I haven't registered anybody. So we've got to go through a manual process, and I would need to get with my sponsor so he can just walk me through that process. I'm sure it's not that difficult. But Queen, right now, I really don't want to say, hey, anybody who wants to get the bot, send in a support ticket or what have you, because I don't want to get inundated with all those support tickets, because we got a lot of stuff that we got to get done.
Well, there's people who were interested in getting the bot anyway, and they wanted to get it from you since you've already got it.
Okay, well, have them send in a support ticket, Queen. I don't mean it.
I'm just trying to tell you that you might want to figure out something.
Okay, so hold on, because some people are going to get upset when I do this. Queen's going to get upset because the questions box is going to go a little crazy. All right, so based on what we've heard right now, how many of you are planning on getting the bot, whether it's the 500 or the 2,000? And just put like me in the questions box. Oh gosh. Wow. That's
question should be, are you ready to get the bot right now? And you say ready in the questions box.
Okay, ready. Okay. So, all right. So put ready. If you're ready, when I say ready, like you got the resources and that, all right. Queen, there's still a lot of people. Okay. All right. All right. So we'll have to figure something out. We'll get something figured out. So just bear with me, so that we can. I need to go through the process. Paul G, if you're out there, you and I will definitely need to connect, so you can take me through that process. So maybe I can establish a form or what have you to make that as non-taxing as possible. Okay. All right. So now I just messed up Queen's Q&A box. So if you had questions, you're going to have to put another thingamajig in there. You have to put your question in there again. Sorry about that. Queen, I mean, I do want people to understand. It was not my intent. I want people to understand it as they undertake it. So.
I understand. Oh no, I understand that. It's just that there were some people who were looking at it prior to.
I got you. I got you. Okay.
And they were interested in it, basically doing it. They want your link.
Okay. All right. So
I would imagine these are experienced folks who know what who might know a little bit about what they're doing.
Okay. So just bear with me. We'll figure something out over the next day or two. Okay. So just bear with me.
All right.
Do they need to put?
Okay. If bot never takes a loss, why turn it off when the market is down?
Well, the reason you would want to. All right. So the question is, if the bot will never take a loss, why turn it off? You hear that lyrical miracle? Who did that lyrical miracle? Why would you turn it off when the market is down? So that you don't have this. Because if I turn,
so you don't have your money tied up.
Yeah.
Your assets tied up.
Exactly. See, all right. So let me show you this. Oh, I hope she didn't kick me out. All right. You see over here where it says stop. Okay. What this would do is this would stop it from taking any new orders. So if the market is down, I want to limit the amount of new orders that it's going to take until the market starts to rebound. Because remember, we're not playing the downside in these exchanges. Now, Queen, in the Forex, if I get a signal, as I did the other day on that Ethereum was going down, and again, I'm just doing that in a demo account right now, boy, I'd have racked up because Ethereum went way down, and that selling it, we kicked butt. But if I was in an exchange where I own Ethereum, my Ethereum is going down. So we would turn the bot off when we think the market is due for a correction, because we don't want to have our capital tied up in something that right now is down. So with each of my bots right now, my bot can't. If we wanted the bot to trade more, this particular bot, it can't, because it's in 10 transactions that have not yet been cleared out. Now, Queen, if I got a buy signal that said that the market is rebounding, because I'm not at 100% capacity, I'm only at 30% capacity, I can go and set up a fourth bot. I'd be at 40%, a fifth bot, a sixth bot, so on and so forth. I likely will never go 100% capacity. I'll probably always leave some wiggle room. I might go like 80 probably, just to leave some wiggle room, because I wouldn't want to be in a situation where I've got all my capacity tied up and I don't have any flexibility if we see some things happening in the market. So hopefully that you better understand why we would turn it off when the market's in a downtrend.
Okay, is there any other fee besides the license?
Okay, you've got the license, which is either 500 or the 2,001, and then the second thing, and we'll talk more about this when we talk about compensation, is if you are profitable. If you are profitable, you'll remit 20% of your profits to the company, but a portion of that's going to go into the compensation plan. In the Forex, we would call that a management fee, okay, which is standard in the Forex. If you have something called like a managed account in the Forex, it is standard that somewhere between 20 to maybe as much as 40% of your profits goes to the manager. Now, the bot is being managed, meaning that what they're saying is they have people on the other side making sure the bot is working and what have you. And so now this week, I don't think I had any. Yeah, see, I'm not showing profitability because it takes your profit minus any of your floating losses to determine if you had a profitable week. If I had a profitable week, it would tell me how much I needed to remit to the company. You would do that from the back office. And again, a portion of that queen is going to go into the comp plan, which is really cool. We'll talk more about that with the comp plan. Outside of that, that's it. I'm pretty sure I'm right on that. And the licenses the licenses are annual licenses. So when you do the 500, a year from now you're going to do another 500. You do the 2,000, a year from now you're going to do another 2,000. Okay. Next question.
Okay. Can you close a pending trade?
You can. I don't know. I can't think of a reason why I would do that, but yes, you can.
Are you not looking at any more ICOs?
Not from a lending platform standpoint. Don't send me. Somebody keeps sending me lending platform ICOs, and I keep telling them don't do it. No, not BitConnect. It is. Look at Devore Coin Queen. Look at the coin. Gosh, she was $180.
Ooh. What are we talking about? Oh, that's a Devore.
Yeah, I mean.
I know.
And Devore was still. No. No lending platform.
Okay,
ICOs.
Australia. This is probably the last. An Australian just put $100 million into the Digi space. What does this person know that we don't know?
Well, it's probably because they have $100 million or a lot more than that. Because if I had that, I'd put $100 million in the Digi space too. It's the same thing. I don't know who asked that. I don't know how long you've been following us. We have never seen anything like what we're seeing in the Digi space. I mean, everybody raves about the U.S. stock market and the fact that, and I know it was down big yesterday. I have no idea what it did today. But President Trump, and this is not a political statement, he was touting, however many record highs the stock market had attained since he had been president. But that's not even close to what's happened in this Digi space. I mean, look, Dash is up 2,893%, even with.
Let us get one more question.
Okay.
In. We've already gone. We've
okay.
already told how much everything is up.
You shut me up.
I did because I want to get this one question in, and then we're gonna.
Okay, well, get the question in, but you ain't got to shut me up. You just shut me up. Okay.
I didn't. I mean, we've already got. The percentages. We understand that this whole space is hot. So, okay.
Okay.
Okay. If I were to get a $500 license or a $2,000 license, what is the minimum that I could actually be trading?
I think really the question is more of what was your maximum. I mean, you can trade $100. You can trade $50.
Okay, and that's no. The question is about the minimum. It's not the maximum because how much do I need after this? After I put in $500. So basically, you're saying that if I had the $500 license, I need at least $100 to start trading with.
I don't even know. I don't even know if you have to have that much.
But,
I don't even know that you have to have that much. But I mean, that's at least a starting point. You'll see something. You'll see it taking some trades. Yeah, but right. I mean, the probably $100. You could probably do less than that, but probably $100. Just to see something.
Okay.
Okay. Now, let me, since we got some folks who said that they're going to go on and get the bot, or they were looking at getting the bot. Let me share one thing that I plan on doing before, because they got a little promotion. Let me log in again so you can see the promotion. Bear with me. And I'm not pushing this on anyone. I'm just letting you know, because some of you may have more resources than others. I do plan on taking advantage of this myself. And that's this right here. Now this is for the $2,000 license. All right, so Queen, huge thing. Queen, I need everybody to check every exchange, every account, any place that you've ever had any Digi assets. And just check those accounts. Because Queen, yesterday, I went into something that I hadn't been into in a long time. And I got a very pleasant surprise.
You had more money than you thought you had?
Well, I didn't even realize I had any Bitcoin in that particular account. And it's been sitting there for a minute.
Okay.
And it's worth a whole lot more than when... Go and check. Maybe you don't see nothing, but I did yesterday and it blew me away. I said, whoa! Oh! Huh?
To my knowledge, I don't have anything like this.
Just go check. Just go. I happen to check blockchain.info, which I hadn't used in a long time.
So you had some Bitcoin Cash and some Bitcoin Gold.
Yeah. And I was like, whoa.
Oh, that was really nice.
Yeah.
Especially as it's going back up.
Yeah. So here's what they're doing. They're doing this is on the $2,000 licenses, all right? So that allows you to trade up to $10,000. If you got to purchase the $2,000 license first, then from the inside you can do an upgrade to purchase another $2,000 license, but that would give you not the first $2,000, but the second $2,000 would give you $15,000 worth of a trading limit on that second upgrade. So, Queen, I found some money yesterday I didn't even know was there. So I'm going to purchase some additional trading limit. Again, I'm not pushing that on you. Some of you may have the resources. Some of you maybe already had a $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 account you were going to trade. And so I think this is by February the 12th. So obviously, since some of you want to go on and get the bot, we'll have to make arrangements for that to happen. I'll be working on that tomorrow, okay? Is that it for tonight, Queen?
That's the last question.
All righty. Well, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming out on tonight's webinar. Thursday night, we'll be back to our regular Digi Basics webinar. And we'll probably give you some updates with the bot. Hopefully have some updates. Hopefully I'll have some updates on Vista. And then we'll have our trading lab. With that being said, we love each and every one of you. Let's change the world together, starting with yours. Let's get you to Digi, my gosh. Millionaire status. Good night, everyone.